Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Maybe not children of all ages, let's say this again. Sometimes a rooster man will be upset, and I will use some language maybe not appropriate for the smaller children. But anyway, welcome to Gamecock Lockdown Football. Wanted to talk about the Gamecocks. AP poll comes out today. Our South Carolina Gamecocks are ranked 13th. Don't get scared. 13 is just a number. I thought it kind of ironic they were 13th ranked and we're playing on the 31st. Think about it. Numbers in reverse. Hey, I'm a numerologist anyway, if I didn't tell you all that. I'm kidding. I'm not, but I do like to break down numbers. I do stuff like that. 13 is 4 that divides into 2, and that's how many losses South Carolina's going to have because we're going 10-2 into the SEC championship this year. You heard it here first. Anyway, I wanted to talk about 13th and then compare that to the top 25 in week 1 games. Do y'all think there's some type of conspiracy in this top 25 that a lot of these teams that face each other in week 1 are ranked pretty high? You think they want eyes on TV or what? Did y'all get paid off to make sure we put some ranked games out there? And how some of these games may affect South Carolina in their ranking. If South Carolina were to win and beat Virginia Tech, I feel confident South Carolina wins the game. But, hey, guess what? You can get beat on any given Saturday. Ain't that what they said on Netflix? Any given Saturday. But, of course, the Saturday, August 23rd, week 0, you got Iowa State versus Kansas State, which is 2 ranked teams. Iowa State falls at 22, Kansas State at 17. Now, no matter what happens in that game, it does not affect anything that's going to happen with South Carolina. But you would think if Iowa State loses, maybe the following week, they're out, depending on what happens ahead of them. So, very important game for Iowa State. But week 1, there are games. Texas and Ohio State, I don't think whoever wins or loses that is dropping out of the top 10. So that's not really going to affect South Carolina's standing if they were to win that over Virginia Tech. But the Miami Notre Dame game is curious to me because Miami falls at 10. If Miami were to lose that game to Notre Dame, they're going to drop back some, depending on what happens in some of these other football games. But Miami, I think, has the chance to be the one that falls, that if South Carolina wins, they quite possibly work themselves up into the top 10. Clemson, LSU. LSU's kind of on that borderline, too, if they were to lose at Clemson, especially if they go up there and Clemson really tears them up pretty bad. How would the AP look at LSU? Oh, here we go again, right? Because LSU hasn't been able to win the first game of a damn season in like 5 years. But Clemson's ranked higher than them. Will it affect them? Would the voters look at that? Do they try to? But I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me what you think about some of these games and if it'll affect South Carolina. If South Carolina has the ability to win, do you think they could jump up to the top 10? Do you like being ranked 13th? I think some Gamecock fans feel that we play better with disrespect. I think a lot of South Carolina Gamecock fans feel that way. Sometimes when we're ranked, we haven't played very well. And that's one of the things, I've listened to a lot of people talk about South Carolina, and they keep repeating the same names and what we can do with those same names, but they never talk about the guys that are on the team now, which kind of pisses me off. You know what I mean? They just don't bring up. They want to talk about the negatives of our defense and how many guys left, but they don't talk about the positives of how many guys are still on the team with experience, especially in the DB room, which I do have a great video I'm going to do on our DB room and talk about the kids and the guys. But I just wanted to put a video out, talk about being ranked 13th in the AP poll. I think a lot of people have felt, even myself, disrespected by some of the people in media not ranking South Carolina at all. And it kind of I don't understand that. South Carolina didn't lose. I mean, there's teams up there that lost just as much that they're putting in their rankings, like Ole Miss. Ole Miss lost their whole defensive line. South Carolina, we didn't lose our whole defensive line. You know what I mean? They lost their whole defensive line, but they keep wanting to rank Ole Miss with a quarterback that we really don't know anything about. I mean, some of the things just that goes on out there, I feel is very disrespectful for our program. Another big thing for South Carolina today, and there's some mixed feelings on it, sponsorship. Blanchard Cat Dealership Equipment in South Carolina is investing in the program, and they will have their logo put on the field. Some people don't like it. They say the colors or whatever. I've seen different things. Here's the thing. Now you're starting to get money to invest in your program. You have $350 million in upgrades coming. Hey, you can cut some of that cost. If these guys are providing the equipment to do the work, maybe you cut some cost. One thing of it is, hey, look, the more of these sponsors you get, these private companies, private money that's coming into the university, and get it, these are alumni, South Carolina alumni people, so it's not like some outside investment company is coming in to destroy the University of South Carolina. It's a family-owned business. The family went to the University of South Carolina, at least the two brothers that did the interview that I watched with Donati, our AD earlier. They love the program. They want to invest in the program. You got $350 million worth of upgrades you want to do. You want to be the big boys? Now you got to start spending the money like the big boys. What all that? I want to see some designs. I saw some kind of designs on what they're trying to do to the stadium. I don't know if they're the end design or not. I'm a builder myself. I have worked on college football stadiums as recent as Florida State's last year. So I know a little bit about stadiums. So it makes me curious because I enjoy that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun to talk about and see. A lot of people won't. They think it's going to cut capacity. You can't get as many fans. Y'all know there's some sections in South Carolina Stadium that never have people in it. So if they're doing something with this section that adds luxury or brings more to Williams-Brice Stadium, I say more power to you. If someone's wanting to invest in your program, and this is, from what was said, this is the biggest investment that anybody's made into our university. Nothing wrong with that. Would y'all rather pay that in your ticket prices? Would you rather pay that money in your concessions? Would you rather pay that money in your parking? Would you, if you live in the state of South Carolina, would you want that money in your tax dollars going towards that? Or would you rather have these companies that have the money to invest in the program to make things better for you without it costing you anything? That's the way I feel about it. Some people may say I'm crazy, you're wrong, that kind of stuff. I'm like, hey man, we all have opinions, right? Not everybody's going to agree with my opinion. I'm not going to agree with everyone's opinion. It's we can always just agree to differ in our opinions, and I don't hold your opinion against you. Don't hold mine against me. If you want to come on here and talk trash, more power to you. I just relax over it. People can't bother me anymore. My old channel, people tried to trigger me, and sometimes I may have let them. You're not triggering me anymore because I just don't. I honestly don't care. I come on here and give my honest opinion. I don't try to pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm not some insider in the program. I can't tell you that I shake hands with Shane Beamer. We go to lunch. Or anything like that. I'm just a fan, just like everybody else that watches these videos that are helping support the channel. And by the way, I want to say thank you because this channel has really done well. I just started this thing 3 or 4 weeks ago. Only got up like 8 or 9 videos at this point, maybe 10 with this one. But the little channel, I'm getting subscribers every day, and I really want to tell everybody thank you for that. And I just wanted to bounce on here and ask you guys, some things could change majorly. South Carolina could find themselves inside that top 10 pretty quick. Let's see if I can bring up a full week 1. I don't really have a full week 1 schedule up right now. Let's see if I can find it. What I have, they just basically gave me the bigger games on this schedule I pulled up. because we know typically during week ones there's not very good football games. But I'll find one. We'll talk about it. But really, the games that's going to affect us are in that top 10 because you do have Texas. Do y'all agree with Texas being number one? I know the Big Ten people probably crying right now because there's 10 SEC football teams in the top 25. Oh, Big Ten's better. Yeah, not right now. But there's a lot of teams up there that are on South Carolina's schedule, including Alabama, LSU, Clemson. OU's in the top 25. They're down there at 18th. You got Texas A&M at 19th, who South Carolina plays. Ole Miss, who we play at 21st. I mean, there's six ranked opponents for South Carolina to start the preseason. Now, the preseason polls mean anything? No, I think there were something like 13 teams that started in the AP top 25 last year that didn't make it. But, you know, sometimes when these folks do these votes and they logo chase, and these big teams that logos aren't as good as they want them to be or they project them to be, you get that. And because you're not doing your homework and you're trying to just project because this team is normally good, they're going to be really good this year and we're going to put them in there. You know, there's some teams that are typically in this top 25 that's not there. Utah typically is in there. They're not in here. We know what a disaster Florida State was last year. They're not in this top 25. Do y'all agree with the top 25? Do y'all think there's some teams that shouldn't be in there that's in there? Some teams that should be in there that's not? You guys tell me in the comment section. But anyway, there's going to be some games that go on week one that really kind of affect South Carolina, and we get a good look at some of these teams we're going to play. We're going to get a good look at Alabama that we'll see. We're going to get a good look at LSU. We're going to get a good look at Clemson. Those are the teams with the bigger football games this week. And we'll learn on week one. We'll learn a lot more about our South Carolina Gamecocks week 1, 2. Last year, week 1 wasn't that great. We almost lost a football game that we should have blown the team out. But it was also Lenore's very first football game, and a lot of firsts, especially for some of the transfers. And we played some young guys, freshmen and stuff like Josiah Thompson, Mazio Bennett. There was a lot of freshmen playing for South Carolina last year that, they had time. They got a full year now. They've been able to develop better. I expect South Carolina to be much, much better in this game 1 than last year. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Can you see South Carolina being in the top 10 probably maybe by week 3, week 4, before we roll into Missouri, Vanderbilt maybe? Are we a ranked team when we meet up with those guys? You guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the sponsorships on the field. If you disagree with it or agree with it, just hit it in the comment section. I think any money that comes into your program, as long as it's not a Ponzi scheme like Miami, is good money if it helps and benefits your program, helps you put in better facilities, make things nicer for the fans, make things nicer for recruiting. Seeing that logo in the top 25 preseason helps that recruiting. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share the videos. Let everybody know Rooster Man is back and where they can find me right here on Gamecock Lockdown Football with Rooster. But appreciate all y'all. Have a wonderful night, evening. Stay safe out there. Peace.